सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारंभं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा श्रुति स्मृति पुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शंकरं लोकशंकरं पुराण न्याय मीमांसा धर्मशास्त्रांग मिश्रिताः वेदाः स्थानानि विद्यानां धर्मस्य च चतुर्दश आयुर्वेदो धनुर्वेदो गान्धर्वश्चैव ते त्रयः अर्थशास्त्रं चतुर्थन्तु विद्याः अष्टादशैव ताः ओम शांति शांति शांति. Namaste. I welcome everyone who is watching this video. This video is on the topic Introduction to some facets of Indian knowledge systems in the Tamil language. Today's speaker is S. Vinoth Kumar. His full name is Vinoth Kumar Shanmugam. I welcome you, Vinoth, and I request you to briefly introduce yourself, then share your presentation and share your views on this topic. Over to you.
Hari Om Namaste. Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha. I'm Vinoth Kumar Shanmugam, staying in Chennai, graduated physics and working as a teacher in science. But my thought and work is on Indian education system and Indian knowledge system, especially on contribution of Tamil for the Indian knowledge system. So we run an NGO which works for the teaching moral and ethical values to the students based on Tamil language and Tamil literatures. This is my short introduction. Let me go to the presentation. So I just want to have my words on contribution of Tamil towards Bharatiya knowledge system, which nowadays popularly called as Indian knowledge system. Let us go to the video. This is a definition given by the IKS website of our government. It says IK is nothing but the rich heritage of our country and traditional knowledge in the field of arts and literature, agriculture, basic sciences, engineering and technology, architecture, management, economics, etc. I just want to highlight two words, heritage and traditional. Since it is heritage and traditional, the Indian knowledge system, so-called Indian knowledge system, Bharatiya knowledge system, has its root in all parts of our country. It starts from Kashmir and it is also in the east and west and south. So every part of this nation contributes to the Bharatiya knowledge system or Bharatiya Jnana Parampara. So I just want to give a small highlights of how Tamil people, Tamil literature contributing for the Bharatiya Jnana Parampara today in 30 to 40 minutes. So it seems IK is very familiar word today. So what the words comes to you when you say the word IKS? It is normally Sanskrit. The Sanskrit is a first place whenever we talk about IKS. When the school is saying that it is going to teach IKS, the first subject they will take as Sanskrit as a language. And they will talk about Vedas, Vedanta, Puranas. And they are more concentrating on yoga nowadays. And nowadays, the architecture, temporary architecture is given as a course in the IK study also. And we have Ayurveda. The basics of Ayurveda is also be taught to the people in the name of IKS. Arthashastra, Vedic mathematics, astronomy. So Indian knowledge on astronomy is very vast and nowadays it is becoming very familiar with the people in terms of IKS. So these are the very familiar terms and these are the very familiar concepts which the people are trying to learn through IKS. I just want to highlight some of the topics here in this topics also, how Tamil people and Tamil literature contribute for all this. And I just want to have some basic ideas. When we talk about Bharatiya Jnana Parampara, we just want to take it as three factors. One thing, contribution of a language through the literature, which we are going to see in this presentation. The first thing which I'm taking as the standing witness. So some of the structure or some of the things which is as a witness stands before us, which talks about knowledge system. Example, I given some quoted some examples here. Number one, Kallanai. So there will be many social media videos, and whenever you just open your WhatsApp, you get many videos regarding Kallanai. How the dam was built, how the king had a knowledge of building a dam before at least 1,000 years. So the Kallanai Dam stands before us as a witness for traditional knowledge system, for Bharatiya knowledge system, which happened in Tamil Nadu. And temple structure, we can see number of temples, especially in southern part of Bharat, starting from the Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, and Tamil Nadu. We have large number of temples here, and the structure of temples are very unique and very unique to the nation actually. How this has been built. This is one of the witness for our knowledge system. And you can see a lot of inscriptions in our temple premises, which talks about the knowledge of the people and how water is managed in our religion and in our region actually, in Tamil Nadu. How the king made big, which we call it as Urani, or which we call it as Eri, or which we may call it as a pond, lakes, and how they are connected to the rivers, and how the water is used by the people, and then how they manage the water. And city management, you can see very clearly, whenever you go to any villages in any part of our state, you can see there will be a temple will be made as a center, and there will be a very broad streets around the temple, and there will be a parallel streets, and you can see a planned system of city or villages planned by the rulers. And these are the witness which stands before us for the knowledge system of the people before many years. And the people are aware of the environment, the method of worship. These are this is first factor which I put before you as the standing witness to talk about our knowledge system. And my second factor is people. So we can see witness with our eyes. Second factor is people. There are many people in our country, in our region, who himself as a knowledge system. Example, I just got a small incident in my early life. In those days, you can see people who gives medicine to the neighborhood. Example, there will be a old lady in a village or in a street. When you got some hurt, you will just go to the lady, and she will have some medicines like thing, and she apply on the wound, or she may have some stick which helps to relieve the pain in the nerves. So what is the therapy she is using, and what is the medicine she will be using, we are very unaware, and they call it as a home medicine. And there will be such lady, such old woman in every village. And we now talk about modern medicines and many researchers actually. Okay, what is that medicine? We are now made to research on it. So these factors, I call it as a people. There is a people himself of knowledge system. We use food as medicine. We call it as in Tamil we call it as unave marundu. And there is a lot of medicine which is called Nattu Maruthuvam, where the formulas are still unknown, where the compositions are still unknown, but even available in the streets of villages. And there are many music and dancers. The people himself of knowledge system transfer the knowledge to the next generation through the learning. I call this as a second factor, second thing to be researched on for knowledge systems. And there is a lot of traditional games, and there is a lot of paintings, and the list goes on. So which has to be considered for the knowledge system. The point is, the first point, there are many witnesses before us which could be claimed as knowledge system. The second thing is, there are many people in this place or in this nation who himself has knowledge, who can be claimed as a part of knowledge system. And the third factor is, I take the literatures, which is written or printed. Why are we saying written or printed? Many literature not even in printed form even today. In Tamil Nadu, we call it as Olai Chodi. Many things, it's still in Olai Chodi, not even in the printed form even today actually. There are a lot of literatures. So for Indian knowledge system or Bharatiya Jnana Parampara, contribution of Tamil, I take the third thing as literatures. It may be Sangam literature, it is Puranas available in Tamil language, it is devotional literatures, translated literatures, we call it as Kapiyams, Dharma Sastras, grammatical texts, there are many texts in the form of literature which can contribute to the Indian knowledge system. So this presentation will be mainly focusing on the third factor. There should lot of research is needed for the factor 1 and factor 2. Many people should come out researching on the factor 1, which is the witnesses before us, and factor 2, the unknown people in the society who could be a part of knowledge system, and factor 3, fortunately we have with hand our literature, printed literatures, which could form the part of knowledge systems. Let me go into the third factor, that is literature. So literature in Tamil, there was many dharma sastras, yoga sastras in Tamil, life science sastras, Shanmada sastras, Vyakaran sastra, Purana, Anuvada sastra, which I mean as translational studies, and Vedanta sastras. Even the list is not completed. It goes on to give a small idea and to make you aware of the literatures in Tamil. I just want to list some of these things. We try to say it one by one. Let me start with Dharma Sastras. We have been very familiar with the Padinen Kizhkanakku Noolgal, or it is called Neethi Noolgal in Tamil. These are some of the listed here, which is called Neethi Noolgal, and they are exclusive mini literatures. It started with Tirukkural. If you can able to read Tamil, you can try to read the name of the books written here. Our very familiar books was Tirukkural, which is word, we call it as word Ulaga Podumarai, the word known text all over the world now. And there are a lot of Dharma Sastras written in Tamil as a part of knowledge system. People are very much aware, and they have been taught in Dharma Sastras in their Parashalas and in, we call it as Thinnai Pallikudam. The Parashalas and both the schools, the small level schools in every streets will teach this Dharma Sastras to the people, so the people become very moral in their life and they try to follow this Dharma in their life. So these are the few list of Neethi Noolgal or Dharma Sastras which was written in Tamil, followed by the people. Then I turn to the Yoga Sastras. When we think of Yoga and Yoga Sastras, we always think of Patanjali Munivar and Patanjali Yoga Sutra. In Tamil, there are many Yoga Sastras as equivalent to Sanskrit. It may be the translation of Sanskrit literature, or it may be the parallel literature in Tamil literature. Example, I take Jnana Kural. This Jnana Kural was written by Avvayar. The text will be in the form of Kural. That is 2 lines with 7 words, which talks about yoga, steps in yoga. And there is very famous Tirumandiram, which has nearly more than 3,000 couplets or 3,000 poems, which talks about yoga, asana, agama. Everything is covered in Tirumandiram, which was written by Tirumular. And Vinayaga Agaval, which is very familiar with the families of Tamil people, itself is a yoga sastra. And above that, they are called Sittar Padagal. There are a lot of Sittar Padagal, which talks about yoga, moksha, how to attain God. Everything is described in the forms of Tamil poems in Sittar Padagal. Again, this list is not completed. It goes on. Still, to give an example, I have quoted 4 texts. When you take Tirumandiram, Tirumandiram talks of Ashtanga Yoga. It is the base literature for many people in Tamil Nadu to follow the Siddha way of attaining Samadhi or Siddha way of attaining good health actually. So likewise, we have a lot of literatures in Tamil which talks about yoga and yoga way of attaining God. And let me go to life sciences. So whenever life science, it means Ayurveda. In the northern part of country, the people in those days used Ayurveda as their main source of knowledge system for any type of treatments. And in Tamil Nadu, there is a method called Siddha. We got a Siddha Maruthuva. And nowadays, people are getting more awareness of Siddha Maruthuva after the impact of Corona. And Siddha Maruthuva, in the form of literature, there are a lot of books in Tamil. There are lot space to be needed for research in Siddha Maruthuvam. It talks about, I just quoted a simple philosophy of Siddha Maruthuvam here. They call it as in the form of 96 tattvams. Normally, when you go for Ayurveda, you can see there will be normally 3 important basics of Ayurveda. We call it as Pitta, Vata, Kapha. It is also mentioned in Siddha Maruthuva. They call it as dosham. Dosham has 3 doshams. And beyond the 3 dosham, they talks about 96 tattvams, which is the base for the life, the base for this human body. When you understand this 96 tattvam, we can able to have a better life. We should have able to have a healthier life. This 96 tattvam has been taught to the people to become to be always happy and to have a healthy lifestyle. And this 96 tattvams has become the base of Siddha medicine. And there are thousands of books written in the form of poems in Tamil for Siddha Marthum. The treatment of all modern diseases, which we call as modern disease, has been dealt in Siddha Marthum, is one of the specialty of Siddha Marthum. So Siddha Marthum is as per equal to Ayurveda. The treatment, the medicine used are maximum the same in Ayurveda and Siddha Marthum. It is very astonishing how it can be same, because the base culture, the base thought of the people are same everywhere in the country, in Bharat, from Kashmir to Kanyakumari. So people were able to understand what is happening in the other places, and they do it in their own languages. So I have taken just give an introduction of 96 tattvams. It was written in a book called Yogi Sindhamani, and there are many books even not printed even today for Siddha Marthum, available in many libraries in the form of OLHOD. When we able to get that knowledge out of it and do a research on it, the many diseases will have a simple solution in Siddha Marthum. This is the next point, which adds to the knowledge system to by Tamil peoples and Tamil. And then I just want to have a small light on Shanmada Sastras. And we are very aware of the Shanmadam. We got Saivam, Vainavam, Shaktam, Gaumaram, Ganapatyam, Saumaram, which normally works Shiva, Vishnu, Shakti, Subramanya, Ganapati, and Surya. We know our Adi Shankara, our Pujanya Adi Shankara has given this religion for us to follow. And we have literature for all this Madam in Tamil. For Saivam, we have Tirumuregal. Not only Tirumuregal, there are a lot of literatures for Saivam in Tamil. To give an example, I have got a Tirumuregal. The Tirumurai even hits by itself has thousands of poems on Lord Shiva. And there is a philosophy called Saiva Siddhantam in Tamil Nadu. We got a Sutta Advaitam. Saiva Siddhantam is normally quoted as Sutta Advaitam. And we have Vainavam, we have Divya Prabandham, Nalayida Divya Prabandham. 4,000 song sung for the Vishnu, and which is the example of good Tamil literature and also example for the usage of very good words in Tamil literature. And we have Saktam, we have Abhirami Antati, Shakti Purana, and a lot of Puranas for the Shakti. And Gaumaram, we have Tirupugal, which again is a big literature which talks of, which praises the Lord Muruga and also gives in simple music. The poems are given in some music which is called Tamil Pan. When you are able to sing this in Tamil Pan, it will be very interesting and very easy to memorize also, which called as Tirupugar. So it is for the Madam called Kaumaram. And Ganapatyam, we have Vinayaka Puranam and Vinayaka Agavar and many more. And Saumaram, we have Surya Puranam and many texts for Lord Surya Bhagavan. So Shanmada Shastras are available in Tamil, which has to be researched and which has to be taken out, which has to be should be made familiar with the people all over the Bharat. And Vyakaran Shastra. So we normally talks about the textbooks written for a language. If a grammatical books has been written for a language, the language is very classical, and language has its own very long history. As we are very aware, there are many grammatical texts for the language of Sanskrit, which makes Sanskrit a classical and ancient language. Similarly, Tamil has Vyakarana Shastras, a text written for the grammar for a language. And it starts with Agatyam. Agatyam was written by the Agatya himself. And after Agatyam, it's Tolkappiyam. Tolkappiyam is considered to be the Shishya of Agatya. The Agatya from the north came to the south. It is how the Purana goes. And the Agatya taught Tamil to the people, and he also taught the grammar to the Tolkappiyar. Tolkappiyar learned from Agatya, and he has written the book called Tolkappiyam. Tolkappiyam is not only Vyakarana Shastra. Tolkappiyam also deal with many sciences, which has to be researched again. And we have Nannur, the grammar text which talks about the rules and regulations used in the Tamil language. And there are a lot more texts called Virasoriam, Kakai Padiniyam, Agapurul, Puraporul. And to mention this especially, we have called Nigand. Nigand is a term used in the modern terms. It can be equivalent to thesaurus. We call it as English thesaurus or Shabda Gosha in Sanskrit. We have a lot of Shabda Gosha in Sanskrit. Likewise, there is a Shabda Gosha in Tamil also, which the people call it as Nigand. The learning of Nigand has been made compulsory in Veda Parasalas, has been made compulsory in Parasala, Thinnai Pallikudans, where the child, a kid of, to compare in the modern times, a kid of 3rd and 4th and 5th standards, or memorize. They have made the Nigand, they memorize the Nigand to learn the words in Tamil language. Nowadays, the Nigand has not, many Nigand has not been printing also, and teaching of Nigand has not been still followed in Tamil Nadu. It is a treasure to be learned by the people all over the Bharat to learn about the classical usage of a Tamil language. It is called Nigand. And these are some of the Vyakana Shastras in Tamil. Then we go for Puranas. So we have Puranas in Tamil. There are two types of literatures when you talk about Puranas. One is the direct literature by the Tamil language, and another is a translated literature. So to have a direct literature, we have Kanda Purana, which is written in Tamil. There is Tiruviyada Purana, Kurma Purana, Thala Purana. Thala Purana mentioned here is the Purana stories based on particular area, a particular devotional place. Example, Tirutanigai Purana. Tirutanigai Purana talks about the story of Tirutanigai, which is a Lord Muruga's worship place in Tamil Nadu, in the northern Tamil Nadu. So likewise, we have Thala Purana for many Thalams here. There are nearly 20 to 25 Thala Puranas in Tamil actually. And Sri Puranam, Harichandra Puranam. Harichandra Puranam, the base of story from the Harichandra Puranam from the north. The Harichandra Purana is written in Tamil and which is enacted as a story and Terukuthu before 50 years in all streets of Tamil Nadu, Harichandra Purana. We may remember of Harichandra Purana, which changed the life of Mahatma Gandhi in his lifetime. The Harichandra Purana in the Tamil language is also spread across the state actually. It has been enacted by the many people in Tamil Nadu as Harichandra Purana. These are some of the Puranas to be mentioned as an example in the topics of Puranas. And I given a topic as Anuvada Shastras, which we can just translate the studies, no? Kamba Ramayanam. We are very aware that there are many Ramayanams in Bharat, and Ramayana has been translated to many languages. In Tamil, it is called Kamba Ramayanam, written by Kambar. The literature, a beautiful literature, the literature which stands as an example for language is Kamba Ramayana. The Kamba has given his own taste, taking the base of Ramayanam and giving his own excellence in poetry. Even today, learning Kamba Ramayanam and reading Kamba Ramayana considered as the excellence in learning a Tamil literature. So Kamba Ramayana is the translated, though it is translated text, it is always considered as a new written text because of his excellence in the languages. And we have Mahabharata, which is translated by Villi Puttura. So it is called Villi Bharatam. So we have translated Shastras also in Tamil, translated from the Sanskrit. I could also mention many of the translated Shastras where the Tamil people started translating the moral ethical Shastras from the Sanskrit. And in the introduction, they have written that this Shastra is very famous in the northern states. So we are translating the Tamil so that Tamil people should also get this knowledge. This is also Veda says, no? Or Rigveda says, let the knowledge come from all sects. So the Tamil people has translated many of the Sanskrit texts into Tamil so that the common people, the common layman should get the moral values. And the point has to be noted here is, for translating its text, the translator should know both the languages in depth. So here, the Tamil people are very much had depth knowledge of Sanskrit so that they can able to Sanskrit easily. Many Tamil poets, many Tamil Pandits had a very depth knowledge in Sanskrit so that they can able to translate many Advaita and many texts here. And Vedanta Shastras. So when you talk about Vedanta, we always remember Upanishads. And there's a very beautiful text in Tamil which is called Kalvalya Navanidam. Kaivalya Navanidam. There's a spelling. Kaivalya Navanidam. It was written by Dandavaraya Swamigal. And there's a lot of Tayumana Padargal. The Sasivarna Bhotam, Agnivade Bharani, Paduturai, and these are some of the texts which are not available easily nowadays. Though Kaivalli Navanidam talks about Vedanta, it is available. It is always taught by many Math in Tamil Nadu, and they are Taimana Paragal. We talks about Vedanta here. So Vedanta Shastras has also been written in the Tamil language, which has to be explored, by the Bharatiya people, and it also contributes to the knowledge system of Bharat. And I have just given an example for basic science also. So we have been seeing the text in the before slides regarding the different type of literatures. So what are the basic science and arts? So I have taken the mathematics as an example. So textbook for Parasala and Pallikudam in mathematics is Yerambam, Kanakadigaram, Kilvai. These are some of the mathematics available in Tamil, and many text has been written in Tamil itself for mathematics. And I have mentioned only one Kanakadigaram, given just example for Kanakadigaram today. It's a small line in Kanakadigaram. Vattathare kondu vittathare thaka chattenna thondrum kuri. The meaning is, when you multiply half of circumference with the half of diameter, we could get the area. So this Kanakadigaram has been written nearly 1000 years before, and you can see the formula for an area by knowing the formula for circumference and diameter. So the people calculated the area of a circle using circumference and diameter, and there is no need for knowing the value of pi here. So why I'm quoting this small example from Kanakadigaram is, the people are very aware of the mathematical calculations, and they're very aware of the manipulations, and they have textbooks in the form of Kanakadigaram, and there are a lot of textbooks in Tamil for mathematics alone. And the beauty and speciality of this textbook is such that the sums will be based on practical applications. There will be no theoretical theories alone. The sums will be based on practical application, like counting the area, finding the area, or counting the number of gold coins, something like that. And it's a very great text available in Tamil Nadu. Even today, we are not started using this Kanakadigaram in Tamil Nadu, but it has a lot of mathematical ideas behind it. So in this presentation, I just tried to mention some of the literatures in Tamil which has contributed to the knowledge system of our country. So my basic idea is, which I have given today is a sample. It is just tasting the ocean standing in the shore. It is not end in itself. I have given a sample, and each slide or each textbook has to be explored more, so that the contribution of the particular text will be more to the society and Bharat. So the contribution of Tamil for Bharatiya education system, Bharatiya knowledge system is to be explored more. That's the aim of my talk.
Thank you, Vinoth Avargal, for sharing your views on what you think are some of the contributions from Tamil Nadu, from Tamil literature to Bharatiya Jnana Parambara, which is Indian knowledge systems. We look forward to discussing with Vinoth Avargal further on some of the topics that he has mentioned in his presentation today, and perhaps bring it out in the future as additional videos. With that, I thank everyone who has seen this video. Do continue to look into INDICA Bhasha videos for more information on different facets of different languages of the beautiful country, Bharata Varsha, India. Thank you so much. Namaste.